Anyone visiting our beautiful waterfront here at Gosford would understand why, if change is coming, we citizens want to know exactly what is planned before we give our approval. Last year, the community overwhelmingly rejected the grandiose plans of the Central Coast Regional Development Corporation with its grab of public land and waterfront. This time round, the sports field in front of the school, the hill with its historic monuments, its war memorials, all of this is under a new threat, as this time the corporation reveals no plans, but asks for a virtual blank cheque. So, in what sense a blank cheque, Peter?
Well, since the original submission was rejected, then in actual fact they've come back with just zonings.
And what's the intention of that, do you think?
Well, that gives them a blank cheque. That does give them the blank cheque to go ahead and put buildings in. They say they're going to have community consultation, but in the end it's economics that's going to drive this.
And that's happening at the state level, is it?
It's the state level. Once those zonings are fixed, there is no changing them.
So what do you want to see happen?
We'd like to see that area taken over by the council. Either have it sequestered to them by the Education Department, or in actual fact they buy it from the Education Department.
Talking about the school now,
yeah,
basically.
The school site.
The school seems to be the key site and the most contentious too.
If the council take it back, they are in the position to make this a coherent development where pieces all fit together. And this all then becomes a park space. The whole lot becomes park space, but the whole of that area becomes a park.
They don't have any objection to expanding the breakwater as a place that could have cafes and be nice to walk on. Your group is not against the breakwater being developed?
No, not at all, as long as it's low profile facilities. You know, if you had coffee and luncheon areas, things like that, the place would take off again.
The school's not yet closed. Mums and kids still hurry along Man Street to its leafy campus and its historic classrooms. Is anybody saying it's a mistake to move the school?
Oh, that was a petition that had over 10,000 signatures not to move the school. So that's a shame really, because that school was, and particularly if you're going to increase the population of Gosford, it seems a shame that the school was not retained.
In the late afternoon light, Kay Williams shows me some of the endangered treasures of the Memorial Park.
This is a neglected little memorial to Sister Sumner, who with her 3 sisters enlisted in World War I to become army nurses. She later came to Gosford and married one of the townsfolk, and people thought so highly of her contribution that in 1933 the CWA dedicated this memorial and the tree above it to her memory.
This park, with its Anzac Memorial and many others it turns out, is in danger under the new zoning of being carved into for an entertainment centre.
There's so much about this that is ill thought out, with the assumption that development of any kind will bring prosperity. In fact, the reverse is probably true in areas such as this. What you need is development that's sympathetic to the culture of the area, that brings people in to look at the small things, that provides them with places to eat and places to shop in boutique environments. And if you want to see where leadership for that occurs, you look at East Gosford Shopping Centre.
For me, it's 2 things at stake here: thinking outside the box and lifting our game. I've just been in Barcelona, surrounded by evidence of how beautiful the built environment can be when people really try. Gaudi, of course, is exceptional, but the average building there seems to have flair, whereas we especially this area in question, have settled for the cheap and nasty on every side. I was intrigued too by the possibilities of public spaces, of plazas. If you stop thinking grass, you can pave plaza areas that become outdoor theatres for the young and clever. And a waterfront like the one here in Barcelona becomes a ballet of bikes. How beautiful is that? And how quiet these great public spaces in Barcelona compared with our waterfront and the constant roar of traffic. Let's lift our game to the level that a country as rich as ours should be playing. Kibble Park is a fine town square. It's around there that the first development for the rejuvenation of Gosford has to happen. Otherwise, if it's done at the waterfront, all of this is going to rot from behind like some sort of gangrenous limb that kills eventually the whole body.
Well, look, let's not end this on a negative note. There's a lot of positive developments that are going on. The Market Town building behind Kibble Park is going to be a knowledge and learning centre. There's going to be at least one university campus, the regional library, teleworking. It'll be really interesting and it'll bring a lot of people to the centre of town.
Is that actually happening?
Yes, it's in the pipeline. The memos of understanding have been signed with the University of Newcastle. Council bought Market Town and they're going to redevelop it. It'll be great.